Are you an insane?
Oh yeah, I'm actually making an Osu TikTok. I've got my tripod, my background dim's on 0%, and I even bought programming socks just for the occasion. Dad? Osu, my favourite of all the rhythm games. Best known for its creator having Shakespearean level writing, an insanely cracked top player, and there's nothing quite like taking out all that anger and rage from a long hard day and obliterating some circles with it. Or maybe you're like most people and just throw yourself in bed and doom scroll reels until 3 AM and your eyes can't stay open anymore. In either case, if you've interacted with the Osu community before, or maybe you've just seen a funny video pop up on your feed with some weird circle clicking game, you're probably going to know what I'm on about today. Hi, I'm Finn, and there's a solid chance that I'm the reason that images like this exist. You're welcome. If you've seen this post before, please put down the pitchfork and just hear me out, okay? The biggest video, or I guess video series, discussing Osu TikTok comes from one of my favourite Osu creators, Koifishu. Wait, do you see that? Can we zoom in? You see that hand in the corner of the thumbnail? That's me, look, I made it. That's right. I was, or I guess technically kind of still am, one of those Osu TikTokers that the Osu community dearly adores. In fact, I'll go as far as to argue that this whole thing was started because of my own brain-rotted actions as a teenager. Let me explain. You see, I regularly started uploading Osu content on TikTok as far back as 2018 when the platform had just made the transition from Musical.ly. Although I wasn't actually trying to be an Osu TikToker, or a TikToker at all to be honest. You see, back then I was but a blissfully unaware 17-year-old in school with a crippling obsession with Osu that I'd had for the last 3 years at this point. This game grabbed my hyperfixated brain with an iron grip and still has a massive influence over my whack-ass music taste to this very day. Unlike the hyper-personalized algorithm that we all know today, TikTok had like the same 3 running jokes throughout the whole platform. You had I'm Already Tracer, Muffin Time, The Gamers vs. Furries War. Ironically, I fought for the gamers in that war, but I mean, well, look at me now. Anyway, my tiny brain obviously found these absolutely hilarious. So naturally, one of my friends came up to me one day at school and said, hey, wouldn't it be funny if you played one of those dumb TikTok memes on that game you're always going on about? And so I made this video. Wait, hold on. Is that... I played on Mac? Okay, maybe you can pick those pitchforks back up, that's crazy. Questionable choices of hardware aside, I just wanted to show the video to my friend, so I thought the easiest way to do that would just be to upload the video to TikTok and just send him the link. What I didn't know at the time is that this is what would start the domino effect that would lead to stuff like this. I kept doing this for a bit just to show off to my friends until one day I'd upload this video with the caption, not gonna lie, he do be kinda vibin' though. Which is funny given the fact that just a couple years later I'd turn out to be trans. This video would blow up overnight, and I actually posted it on the night before my birthday, so when I woke up to 1,000 notifications I genuinely thought at first loads of random people had just decided to wish me a happy birthday for some reason. I want to say it was probably the first of this style of Osu short to hit over 1 million views, but correct me if I'm wrong. And I did it while my setup still consisted of a PS3 eye camera blue tacked to a plastic cup. What's your excuse, huh? Jokes aside, this was literally just me playing the game. I never used relax or anything in my videos, which, if you're not an Osu player, it's a mod that's built into the game that allows you to still register your hits by just hovering over the circles without the need to actually click anything. For those people that didn't believe me back in the day that I wasn't using relax, although I don't know why I'd fake my shitty 5-digit gameplay with 1,000 misses, here's respected Osu creator Koifishu to prove that you're wrong.
Most of this is just a bunch of people using relax and playing Osu. I've seen this person a lot. They're actually playing the game, by the way. In all of their footage, they're actually playing the game. 182,000 hearts! What?
Okay, so while editing this video, looking back, it turns out I actually did post a relax video, you got me. But, to my credit, I wrote a clear disclaimer in the description to make it blatantly obvious that I was just using it for aim training and that it was all relax. And I wasn't trying to pass it off as me actually playing the game, so shut up, okay? Fast forward to 2020, and due to a certain incident that would push everyone inside and lead us to somehow be even more chronically online than we already were, other creators, who were admittedly much better at the game than me, would start to pop up. And with this, it would bring a shift in the meta towards more clickbaity and algorithm-based content. I found this comment from GrizzlyPNG, who's one of the people well known for these videos, that best illustrates my point. He mentions that, like me, he too started with just posting normal gameplay and interacting with the community that surrounded his videos, such as, taking map suggestions from the comments or doing collabs like this one that I did with another TikToker at the time. But over the time, the game is in 2030 be like, and anime background slop type videos started gaining more and more traction. And in his post, Grizzly goes on to say that due to the target audience moving from OSU players to non-OSU players, the average viewer is only really interacting with it because they're just seeing their favourite anime character, a popular song, and a well-presented PC setup, rather than any more meaningful content. At the time, I spotted this too, and it was far from subtle, with captions such as POV you liked because of Friday Night Funkin', or POV you liked because of the clicky sounds, or POV you liked because you get the idea. Now, I was no stranger to these videos. I mean, I even posted a few for myself, and like our regular gameplay footage that came before it, it would garner millions of views and usher in a new wave in the OSU TikTok trend cycle. And it was stuff like this that fatigued me from ever making my own videos again on the platform for a while. But like with any social media content and their ever-aggressive algorithms, I understood why things had moved down this path. When it comes to what short-form OSU content looks like today, there's two main creators I can think to look at. The first is Davolaf, who's a fellow UK player who's most known for discovering that playing popular anime background videos with that signature RGB gamer lighting gets insanely high views, or introducing the world to other types of rhythm games like Bits and Bobs through these goal equals types of videos. Side note, by the way, while these videos in particular aren't exactly to my personal taste, the game that is being shown, Bits and Bobs, it looks a bit like Rhythm Heaven, and I'm a big fan of that series, so it is kind of making me a bit more intrigued, I'm not gonna lie. By the way, shout out to that one time that Beyonce played Rhythm Heaven for a DS advert back in 2011. That shit's too fucking iconic, I'm sorry. Oh no. The other creator that we're going to look at today is user Seth, who leans into the more mundane brain rot side of the genre, which is a lot more my style as a chronically online degenerate myself. In fact, his most viewed video on TikTok, and in turn the most viewed OSU video of all time, is this one with, I kid you not, 81 million views. What the fuck? He actually also got beloved OSU streamer BTMC in on the action recently at Roundtable with Eat or Play Freedom Dive, which I think is absolute cinema, by the way. We have peaked as a community. It's clear then that despite these videos being what a lot of people would consider slop, they do still introduce new people to the kind of games that they promote, OSU, Bits and Bobs, anything, right? Case in point being me right now wanting to see more of this little dolphin guy. I mean, look at him, who wouldn't want to see more of that? In OSU's case, when I used to post on TikTok during lockdown, I'd constantly get comments like, what game is this? Or where can I play this game? And it speaks volumes when you consider how OSU's player count boomed during this time, which clearly only happened because of OSU TikTok and definitely wasn't a reflection of the current state of the world at the time. Also, I think it'd be unfair not to point out that there's a reason that some of these videos blow up in the way that they do, and it's because some of them are genuinely funny. I'm sorry, okay? I know as much as the next person, and also that these creators definitely also know about themselves, is that they clearly don't produce the most groundbreaking content that provides meaningful discussion to the game's current affairs, but let's be real, if you wanted that kind of content, it's still out there. You can still find it. Now don't get me wrong, I really enjoy some of these more serious and in-depth videos, but sometimes I've just got to turn my brain off and let the slop flow, do you know what I mean? It's the reason I made and still sometimes make some of this content on my own page. Which, by the way, actually did really well on the OSU Games subreddit recently. Get me that Reddit karma. If we're being honest, when you're tired and sad after a long day and you open up your TikTok or Instagram Reels to get that sweet, sweet instant dopamine hit that your brain is craving, you're there for silly jokes and things that make you laugh in between all the doom and gloom, and that's exactly why we have stuff like Eat or Play Galaxy Collapse, or Epstein looping the rooms, or Play Osu or Drink Mysterious Potion that... Oh no, actually Seth, what is this? Come see me after class about this one. It's exactly the same kind of stuff that my dumb internet riddled brain grew up on, and for better or for worse, probably a lot worse, It led me to be who I am today, and if they can make a living from it, then who am I to stop them? Wait, hold on a minute, you guys were getting paid? While they differ slightly, what these creators have in common is that they demonstrate that conceptually, the method to success on these platforms in the current meta remains the same. Take a popular audio or video edit that's trending, put it in an Osu map, slap it on TikTok, and rake in the cash. But here's the thing, when I did it, I didn't see a penny. Okay, that's a lie, but considering I had about, 14 million views and 2 million likes on my post collectively, you'd think that would amount to something significant, right? But tell me why, after pioneering what is clearly such an essential type of content on one of the biggest social media platforms, I made a grand total of £30 and 11p that I can't get out of my TikTok wallet. Yes, that's right, as you might know, TikTok and other short form content in general, but TikTok especially, has a famously low pay rate for its creators. I've heard in recent years that they have improved this slightly, but it's never been up there with what you might expect. That being said, did you know that some creators in the Osu short circle were making 10k a month apparently? Cause I didn't, I wish I knew that. When I was at my peak, I was still enjoying my £1 ramen for lunch, damn. Although I did manage to snag this free tablet that I got from XP Pen, which does a very, very good job of matching my kitchen appliances, so who's really winning here? This isn't a sponsor by the way, but if they did want to send me more tablets to fund my crippling art addiction, then I'd happily take another one. We're still friends on TikTok, XP Pen, just message me, you know you want to. I mean, it goes without saying then if there's really that much money to be made, there's always going to be some people willing to make it, no matter how corny or cringe that a lot of people might find it. And to be fair, as someone who pretty much embodies cringe culture a lot of the time, I can't exactly argue against it. Also, to the credit of the Osu Shorts creators still out there making content, I've noticed a very recent shift away from the more repetitive stuff, where they've started to get a lot more creative with their ideas, and had a bigger focus on community-based humor, which is really sick to see. It's just a shame the average Osu player has the humor of a small child, but that's besides the point. So I feel like we've all now got a good idea of what the Osu short form scene is like, but I wanted to know more about the people behind it, what drives them to make these kind of videos, and what's their take on the idea that short form Osu content is damaging for the community. So I sat down with Davolaf to see what he had to say.
Yeah, so I like to call myself the Osu gym guy, but like my main thing is Osu shorts. Yeah. So yeah, I've been posting on there since 2020, 2021. You probably have seen me, but you don't know who I am. That's like the best way I can say it. You've probably seen my hands, you've seen my LEDs, you've seen the whole setup. It's kind of like satisfying videos. So I make like Osu satisfying videos.
Do you remember like how you first got into the whole rhythm games
yes.
to begin with? Yep,
I know it like it was like yesterday. Oh, it was amazing. So there's this guy who is, I call him the godfather of Osu TikTok. His name is Balin, and he is the godfather. I saw one of his TikToks, and it had like 100,000 views, and it was just him playing Osu, and I was like, okay, I can do that. And my video got like 20,000 views, and then like I started doing like POV you liked because
I remember
this because like this is like crazy, or this is like cool, or this is like crazy satisfying, etc. And then it was kind of like engagement bait for me. Dalen was the one that I saw, and then I saw you after Dalen. But you were 100% first, so he probably copied off you, to be fair.
But I mean, there's only one way to play Osu really, so I won't take too much credit for it. But so I guess like, did you always want to do sort of like content creation stuff, or did that come about later when you sort of realized how much views you were getting, or?
I've always wanted to do content creation. I started with like Fortnite montages, and I started posting those. And then like one of my friends was like, yo, to improve your aim at Fortnite, play this one game. And I was like, yo, I'll give it a go. Like, you know, everyone does that, thinking it's an aim trainer. And because I like live streaming, and no one in my school played Osu because the person who got me into the game stopped playing. I wanted to like play the game with others, get into multis, have fun. I just started live streaming it, and then I saw the TikTok, and I was like, let me give it a go, because I really did like content creation and everything. It was just right place at the right time.
So is this what you do like as a full-time thing, or is it more of a side thing for you?
Currently it's full-time, but the current state of YouTube Shorts is shifted, and it's very slop heavy, very slop heavy. I do not feel fulfilled in what I'm doing. So I'm thinking about getting like an editorial job or something on the side to just get more fulfillment in what I do. I feel like I'm a little bit of a slave to the algorithm right now, you know?
It's fair to say there's a bit of an overall disdain, especially within like the OSU community, for short form content. And a lot of people are saying that it's like damaging for the community. Why do you think that is? And do you think that's a valid criticism for people to make?
Oh, okay. Now, I'm going to say, hot take, OSU short form videos have been very, very, very beneficial for the game. Because a lot of OSU content is targeted to already OSU players. You know, there's not really a lot of OSU content that is made for external people who've never seen the game, who don't know about the game. And that's what OSU Shorts really, really helped with. And like, user Seth has 1.2 million. I have 800k on TikTok. Grizzly PNG and Bleachy, I think, have around like 600k, 400k each. That is of new people who have never played the game before, following an OSU related content creator. Obviously, I wouldn't say it's of OSU community driven content. However, they can find that once they've played the game.
So there's a clear difference between what's popular within the OSU community and what's popular for those outside of it. How do you balance catering towards both sides of things? Because I know obviously the shorts are more catered towards the outside audience.
If we're going to go over across my whole YouTube shorts and TikTok, just short form career, I would say that I focus very heavily on external rather than internal. Trending songs that are outside of the community, or trending anime openings, or mainly like anime content, like anime edits and stuff. And there are rarely ever a time where I would have targeted like an OSU specific niche or a rhythm game specific niche. However, I am pivoting because, as I said, I feel like I'm less fulfilled. And a lot of people don't know me for me and just know me for my setup. So I'm trying to put myself more in the content. I posted like a video the other day where I was like playing OSU in the gym. That is my first ever video that's hit over 100,000 views. That's not in my room. That was targeted for OSU players, you know? I was playing Galaxy Collapse, a very like well-known rhythm song. A lot of us, so like User Seth, Grizzly, Bleachy, you, me, we're being watched more for our setup and the fact that it's satisfying rather than building like a community and an audience to follow for you. I host like an OSU lifting event every year at COE. So like I'm trying to just branch out of that a little bit more.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed as well is you're obviously clearly still very passionate about OSU and rhythm games, which is great. Actually, within your channel's community, like on your Twitch and Discord, you have quite a lot of like positive interactions with the people in there. Do your more regular viewers, do they like the short form that you were making, or do they tend to avoid those kind of videos?
Oh, that's actually a very, very good question. I would say like a lot of my Discord audience are there just for the levels. The way that I kind of if someone were to say like, what do I do, or what is OSU TikTok, or what is OSU Shorts, it's basically a showcase of OSU levels or rhythm game levels. At the end of the day, we make a level and we showcase it and play it, and people want to play those levels, so they then join the Discord to download the level and play it themselves. And it has quite a good conversion in that sense, but having a community is kind of different. Now, the people who are in my community play OSU regularly, staying consistent with the game. I would say they're 50-50. Like, they understand why I do it. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, get the bag. They understand that it brings in new people to OSU. But I've also been streaming for so long that I actually have a lot of people who watch my Twitch who actually don't watch any of my short form videos. Obviously, that comes with the caveat of like, there is a very limited amount of reach that you can get through Twitch alone. 30% watch my TikToks, 60% don't. More don't watch my TikToks who actually engage. But that's because the streams that I do and the long form YouTube videos that I do are very OSU community heavy, whereas the short form content I do are very non-OSU community heavy. So kind of just splits my two audiences into two, you know?
The audience that you have away from your Discord, so just the regular like everyday shorts viewers, do you find there's much variation in the types of people you get between platforms? So like, is it different audience on YouTube shorts as it is to TikTok sort of thing?
Oh, now yes, 100 million%. Now I think this is more coming down to social media in general, rather than just the OSU. That different platforms require different forms of posting. I would say that like my TikTok and Instagram, like you can still do the old TikTok format where the third person play the background video and post. However, it just doesn't work on YouTube Shorts anymore. Now, this is because on Instagram and TikTok, you don't make money. On Instagram, you don't make money full stop. Unless you live in America, you get like access to the bonus. And TikTok, you got to make 60-second long videos. It's a lot more intimate, whereas you won't really get that intimacy on YouTube or YouTube Shorts. It's a lot more either slop or like high level content. My YouTube Shorts are very streamlined. Like it's goal equals ... making it very easily digestible, show my face but I don't talk, so I'm more of like a model than I am a personality, you know. Yeah, these are good questions.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this is like the kind of why I brought you on, was to get to know you as a person a bit more, you know. So I guess follow-up question, from my experience, the creator funds are shit. Like you don't make anything really. I guess, is one platform better than the others?
I can drop some lore here. This is gonna be some good lore. So TikTok used to pay per view. So per 1,000 views, you used to get paid on TikTok. And that everyone was grinding on TikTok because it was short form only. There was no long form and short form competitiveness. YouTube Shorts didn't exist at this time, so it was just TikTok short form only, and they would pay you per view. Then YouTube Shorts came out. As soon as YouTube Shorts came out, it was kind of weird. They stopped on TikTok paying you per view, and they paid you per view if your video was over 60 seconds. Now, the issue with Osu Shorts was Osu TikTok strive off of posting videos that are satisfying, and you can only hold someone's attention on a satisfying video for about 30 seconds maximum. We all of us, me, User Seth, Grizzly, Bleachy, we all moved over to YouTube Shorts because on YouTube Shorts, they pay you per view, and they still do that today, fingers crossed. Right now, the best place is YouTube Shorts. However, the ecosystem has low-key changed, and a lot of it is very brain rotty. I don't know if you know someone called Mool Osu and someone called CFX Osu, I believe. These people, these are like the downfall of rhythm games. I'm gonna say it. I talk to them and they know it as well. They are just doing it for the content, right? And it's very, very like targeted to children, slop heavy. No one's really watching for them, and they're just trying to farm as many views because on YouTube Shorts, you get paid per view. It is just blatant finding someone's video, putting it on the screen and just kind of playing it in the game and just hoping they don't get a DMCA strike. Oh, but like, I obviously you understand it though, but like, you really just do feel like a slave to the algorithm, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be creative. Like, I've had more fun in the past 2 weeks doing this like out of the box, more Osu content, going outside. Like in the past 3 years of posting Osu Shorts and TikToks and videos, you know, like I feel like I can be a lot more creative.
So that's most of them done. I was just gonna wrap it up with a couple of quick fire ones. So Osu Stable or Osu Laser?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say if I was a stream player, it's Laser all day.
Yeah.
Because I'm a jump, no mod player, but I'm a stable veteran. Obviously, the more you play Laser, right, the better you'll get at it. But going through that short-term pain, I don't think I can do it. I'm a stable veteran for the time being, I'll tell you that.
I only play Laser now. I don't play Stable anymore.
What? Oh, and you get the extra PP as well.
Yeah,
oh,
extra
you're so
PP,
lucky, bro. Oh,
I say that I've not set a top play in forever, but okay, and very last and most important question, what's your favorite anime opening?
Oh, okay, wow. Now you're gonna drop me on that, okay. Oh, on the spot. Oh, I'm gonna go basic here, and I'm gonna do Crossing Fields for Sword Art Online. Or Darling in the Franxx opening.
Yeah.
Darling in the Franxx opening is hard. I like that one. That one was good.
Nice.
Yeah, absolute banger. Everyone go follow Fluffin on all platforms. This guy is the reason why Osu is as big as it is, and I stand by that. A lot of Osu players like to gatekeep the game, which is weird because like they say it's a dying game, but then they gatekeep it.
Yeah.
It's like a catch-22. It literally makes no sense. But yeah, a lot of these players who play Osu wouldn't exist if it wasn't for you.
Oh, that's
like,
high
you
praise.
are,
Thank you.
Like the GOAT, bro. No, but bro, you gotta give flowers where flowers are due, bro. You know. Thank you for having me on.
Cheers for coming.
I look forward to the video. Perfect. Yeah, I'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you around. See you next time.
Yeah.
All things considered, I know I'm probably biased as a creator myself, but from my own personal perspective, making low-effort Osu shitposts didn't ruin my experience with the game, and I don't think it should for others too. It doesn't change or diminish the years of experiences, events, or content that have come out from this amazing community that I joined over a decade ago. Oh my god, I'm so old. Of course, like any community, there's always plenty of drama, but the fact that even after almost 2 decades of this game's existence, people are still coming together to discuss and debate the ins and outs of Osu is absolutely mental. And it's so cool that unlike many games out there, Osu remains built and driven by the people and players that made this game what it is today. We have everything from beat mappers, tournament organisers, hell, we even have people who are directly involved with the development of new features purely just for the love of the game. And I think for all that, we should let ourselves just have a little bit of silly fun chucked in from time to time and watch some Osu TikTok. Thanks for watching.